I'm Beth Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this beautiful card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I'll have the free detailed directions for you for this project on my website. You'll be able to click the links for the products to be taken to my online store. And I will also have a PayPal button if you would like to order the card kit to make this. You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. I'm using Forever Fern and the Forever Flourishing dies. These are a beautiful set that you can buy together at a lower price, a bundle price. I'm also going to use Tasteful Labels dies for this label. I made this similar card that I used a greeting from a different stamp set and a different die from this same Tasteful Labels dies. But if you have a circle die or even just cutting out a rectangle, you'll be fine. I'm using the square vellum doilies. I'm using Just Jade and Gray Granite. So if you are getting the card kit, you will want to buy these two ink colors and at least the Forever Fern stamp set. The card kit will have all your cardstock. The card base is Gray Granite, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'll have two pieces of Whisper White that are 5 1/4 by 4. And two pieces of Just Jade that are 5.5 by 4. And I have just some scraps here available that are champagne foil cardstock. I'm going to use these to cut out my layers. And here's that beautiful square doily. I'm also going to use about 18 inches of this shimmer ribbon in Gray Granite. And the card kit will include some dimensionals and some mini glue dots as well. And I left off that list the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder. I'm going to use the Old World Paper 3D embossing folder. I'm lucky enough to have the blue embossing plate. If you don't have this, you can use the clear plate and several layers of cardstock to add to the thickness, so it squeezes it enough to leave an embossing impression. Just roll it through, and this gives a very deep, crinkly paper look. Love this. Your kit will include that already embossed for you. I want to do some stamping. I'm going to stamp the greeting on the label, and this label will actually already be cut out for you in the kit. It's pretty easy to get it right in the center. Then I'm going to stamp with Just Jade. And this is one of those distinctive stamps that almost looks realistic. It's got a lot of detail in there. And I do want to call attention, this has two stamps that are mirror images of each other. And there are also two dies, so you need to make sure you get the right die to fit. I'm pulling out the coordinating dies, and I think this is the, yeah, that's the one that goes the right way. I'm also going to be using this one and this big one. I wish I could do the die cutting for you on all of this, but I can't do the stamping for you, and it's so much easier to stamp first and die cut. Those pop right out. They're very easy to get centered on the die. Then I'm going to cut out these lacy detailed dies from the Just Jade, and I just need to make sure that they don't overlap at all. And depending on your machine, your plates, whether they're curled or not, I'm going to flip this over and cut it through a second time going this way, just because my dies are pretty curled. And I want to make sure it goes all the way through. I found that having the dies in cutting side up is actually very helpful for cutting those out. But it looks like it worked very nicely this time. Then I'm going to use those same detailed pieces on the champagne foil. Oh. Those are popping right out. I'm going to use the same stamp on the inside of my card. I could use the Just Jade on the inside of the card, but for some reason I liked the gray granite on the inside. So I'm going all the way down here and kind of going off the side a little bit. And I'm using that same stamp on my envelope. So now we're ready to put it all together. Adding my stamped Whisper White on the inside. And I prefer the liquid glue when gluing down the heavily embossed layers. My camera overheated and I missed the start of assembling the card. So the first part of assembling it is to adhere the embossed layer down. I was just starting to do that when the video stopped. And then I needed to lay this piece down. I did adhere it on an angle. So let me go back to where I was. I was putting adhesive on the cardstock leaves. I'm putting this one so that it's going up from the kind of the center of the card up to the upper right, and that similar one with the champagne foil going to the other corner. I don't want to go past the edge of the card because then it won't fit in the envelope. Then I'm kind of reversing that and putting the smaller piece with the foil going to the bottom right corner. But the smaller cardstock one going to the left bottom. All this in the middle will be covered up with our label, so we don't need to worry about that. And the stamped one, kind of, I want to still be able to see the other layers, but I want to add a little bit of stamped on the front. And this little piece, I kind of want to get it way up. If I stay too close to the center, you won't see it from under the label. Then using those glue dots, I'm going to put one glue dot in the center, right here. And I'm putting this ribbon down this way. And I'm doing kind of a figure 8 here. So another glue dot in the middle. And I want to keep this as flat as I can. And this loop should be near the left side of the card. Another glue dot. And this loop should be by the right side of the card. Then I need this end to go to this corner, so I'm putting one more glue dot and I'm just kind of folding it so that that will hold it going down this way. And trim. Then I'm just needing to put my label on, so I'm putting dimensionals on. You'll get about a dozen dimensionals in this kit if you get the card kit, and that will be way more than you need. And we'll put that over the ribbon. And that's it. Plenty of room to do your writing and decorated envelope. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Under Shop, you'll find products from Bev, frequent shopper points. If you click Products from Bev, you'll find out how to share my Evernote notebook, a completely searchable catalog of all the current products, and I have taggers. You can give a name to each one of those dies. I also have a cardstock sampler with all of the current Stampin' Up! Colors. And if you've purchased one in the past, I have an updater with all the brand new in colors. And if you're getting one now, I have a backdater so you can get last year's in colors. And I have a fine tip glue pen replacement tips. So if your glue pen tip gets clogged, just swap it out. I have heavy duty reclosable bags. There are some for the 6x6 papers and some for the 12x12 papers. And you can get a bow maker from my friend Gidget. Under Inspiration, you can scroll my projects. You can scroll through the basics. You'll learn what's special about Stampin' Up! Stamps. You can learn about our color families and all the wonderful products that come in the color families. Some ideas for coloring. There's information about cutting, including how I store my card bases and layers. If you're wondering about all of our new adhesives, there's all kinds of information about those and some of my favorite tools. Under Getting Organized, you'll find a link for my stamp case slips, product labels, large labels, case inserts, a lot of color tools, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, catalog tabs, a quick reference, and a wish list with a catalog index, basic toolkit to go, and a little compact desktop tool box. You can tour my craft space. Under color tools, you can make your own cardstock sampler with labels here. There's a DSP divider. And there's a quarter sheet size DSP sampler. I have lots of color charts. I have a sponge dauber case insert, color wheel, a color chart with autocorrect and RGB codes. Under Sip Together, if we ever get a chance to meet in home and craft together, you can find about my next classes. And you can find out how to join my team, where you can save money or make money. Almost all of those resources are free. More organization means more time for crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.